Science shows there's a hidden motivation switch located deep in the brain that unlocks a level of motivation more powerful than money, praise, or fame. One that practically forces your brain to crave doing the hard work you keep putting off. I'm Rian, Doris, co-founder and CEO of the Flow Research Collective, and along with my partner, Stephen Kotler, we've taught thousands of professionals how to access flow states at will. Now picture this, you've set your alarm early, determined to start the day right, but when it rings, you hit snooze repeatedly. Last night's enthusiasm has already evaporated and the blanket weighs you down like a concrete slab. The day ahead feels like an enemy to avoid instead of a challenge to conquer. At your desk, the cursor blinks and your to-do list stares back at you, but an invisible force keeps you frozen in place. You know you should work, but something inside you just won't cooperate. Lunch comes and goes, you tell yourself you'll start soon, but the afternoon finds you lost in distractions, chasing trivial tasks, while the important ones loom large and untouched. And the day ends, and the weight of what you didn't accomplish settles in. You long for the passion and focus you've tasted, but instead, as you put your head on the pillow, you feel the sting of disappointment, having fallen short of the potential you know you're capable of one more day. Now, if you experience this sort of depletion in drive, know this, you're not lazy. Procrastination isn't the problem, and there's nothing abnormal about you. The problem is more than a lack of motivation. Rather, the issue is that you lack a specific type of motivation, which we're going to cover in a moment. And we're going to cover a number of science-backed solutions for how to create limitless motivation to do even the most difficult, laborious work. And it starts with upgrading your fuel source. So there's really two types of motivational fuel. One far outperforms the other. The trouble is, most of us are stuck relying on the weaker of the two. Extrinsic motivation comes from the outside, like money, status, and praise. If your fuel is extrinsic, you act for the sake of a reward. Extrinsic fuel works, but wanes. That's because for the brain, anticipation is more rewarding than attainment. Dopamine, which enhances focus and motivation, surges as we anticipate something and plummets upon that thing's attainment. Think of extrinsic rewards like fossil fuels. They come from forces outside your control, offering only a temporary boost, and unfortunately, they eventually run out. Intrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from one's inside. It's made up of elements like curiosity, purpose, and mastery. If your fuel is intrinsic, you act for its own sake and win with or without an external reward. You listen to the song to enjoy the song, not to finish. So think of intrinsic motivation more like fusion energy, the dominant source of energy for the stars within our universe. It's self-sustaining and long-lasting and incredibly efficient.